Welcome to another episode of The Latest to Admire. Today, I can't believe I'm about to have a conversation with actor Mark Feuerstein. Mark has been in many things, including Royal Pains, which is one of my all-time favorite shows, The Babysitter's Club, and so much more. Most recently, you can see Mark in the new show Hotel Cocaine and the movie Guns N' Moses. Thank you so much for being on my show. I have been trying to interview you for years, so this is a dream come true.
Oh, Maya, that's so sweet of you to say. How old are you again? 17?
I'm 21.
Oh, you're 21.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, right out of the gate, got that wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
well, 21 is still incredibly young to have had as many incredible interviews as you've done. And I am as thrilled to talk to you as you are to talk to me.
Thank you. So let's get started. So, who has had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
Oh, wow. What a great question.
Thank you.
Um, I mean, for sure, it's my father and my mother. Uh, my father, for I imagine the shaping of my personality and my approach to the world. For instance, as a child, I'd be walking out of the building here in New York, and he'd say, "Mark, you say hello to the doorman." Or if I were going to a bar mitzvah party, he'd say, "Mark, you dance with the girl whose bat mitzvah it is. And then when you're leaving, you thank the parents. Thank you, Mr. Pearlbinder. I'm so grateful for this wonderful party you threw." Um, so he taught me manners. He taught me morals and ethics. He taught me how to stand in a room and, be counted and make myself known and not to be a shy and receding wallflower. But my mother was more of the one who could sit for hours and listen to me and let me express myself. No matter what I had to share or say, she wanted to hear it. She wanted to hear every minute of my whole day. And I cherish that because later in life, there's no one who's going to listen to you like your mother listens to you.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. If you had to pick any character in a book, movie, or TV show who is most who similar to you, who would you choose and why?
What a great question. You're asking me of the characters I've played
Um, really,
or of all the characters out there in the
yeah,
world?
any character in a book, movie, or TV show.
Right. Oh, wow. God, it's somewhere between Greg Fokker, John Cusack in Say Anything, John Cryer, and maybe Andrew McCarthy in Pretty in Pink. And then more recently in characters I've played, it'd be somewhere between Dr. Hank Lawson and Burton Greenberg on Hotel Cocaine.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. You know, well, actually, you just named some of my favorite movies, Say Anything and Pretty in Pink.
Aren't
So,
those amazing? I mean,
yeah,
remember how brilliant John Cryer was as Ducky
yeah.
in Pretty in Pink? And I just watched that documentary Andrew McCarthy made about the Brat Pack, and it reminded me just how brilliant John Cryer was as that. And he's such a nice guy. I've gotten to meet
Yeah.
him a bunch of times in LA. And then, yeah, Pretty in Pink. I mean, Andrew McCarthy I had that same issue that he had, which is there was a girl in high school who wore pajamas to school and Doc Martens, and I was part of a slightly more, not popular, but I guess more like conventional group of friends who thought of themselves as popular. And so wore the girls wore Benetton and the boys wore, the Judd Nelson overcoat. And to make the break and be friends with that girl required a little social vigilance and sensitivity. So, but I felt like Andrew McCarthy did in Pretty in Pink, which was like right between those two poles in the high school social framework, you know?
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I actually I interviewed John Cryer a few
Oh,
years
you
ago.
did?
Yeah.
Such a good guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
Did
Yeah.
you ever feel that way, Maya, socially? Like in high school, did you feel like you were between worlds or ever
Um
unsure of which friend group you belonged to?
uh I feel like I think I had or I know I had a different high school experience than most people, so I don't know if it was like it wasn't like the typical um one, so I don't really know. I know I definitely felt kind of like uncomfortable in places, like I don't know where to go, and
Well, you're charming, and any friend group would be lucky to have you.
oh, thank you. Um, so when you have a day off, what would your perfect day look like?
Oh, wow. I love that question. If I am in LA with my children, it would look like getting up with my three kids, going to Santa Monica and taking a bike ride on the beach. Um, if we're doing it just late enough in the morning, we would have time to get sandwiches at Bay Cities in Santa Monica, which is the greatest sandwich in LA, equal to a sandwich on the east side of LA at Cookbook, which was founded by the owners of John and Vinny's, where they have a delicious smoked turkey sandwich. As you can tell, food would factor in heavily to my perfect day. Um, I would come back, and then maybe we would all take a hike, or maybe we would just chill in the living room. If there was a great game on, like a football game to watch with my son, or finals in the US Open or Wimbledon, um, to watch that, or some even great idiotic reality show like Perfect Match or Love Island to watch with my girls, Lila and Addie. That would be a very special part of the day. And then we might go out to dinner at Fred Siegel, or at the at Moro's Cafe for some delicious pasta, and come home and just hang out and nibble on sweets that I'm sure would have in the pantry, and probably watch one more show by the end of the day. If it were in New York, oh, by the way, somewhere in there, I might like to take a great bike ride with my group of bike ride buddies. If it were in New York, I'd be biking all over the city. I'd grab a actually, I have one right here, a coffee cake from Pick a Bagel, which I love, which is dripping all over me right now. And um, it would involve seeing some cool movie or seeing a show on Broadway. Right now, I'd love to see Appropriate. I don't know. I think it's still playing with Sarah Paulson. I'd love to check that out. And then a fabulous dinner with my parents and my brother and his wife, Rebecca, and my wife, Dana, and my kids, if they were here, at any any restaurant from Mezzaluna on the Upper East Side to the Second Avenue Deli, which we love as a family.
Oh, cool. Oh, I love that. That sounds like a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Broadway, and my family and I just in October we went to see our first Broadway show, which
Oh my God, what'd you
so
see?
cool. We saw Gutenberg.
Oh wow. How was
Yeah,
it?
it's so good. It was so funny. Um, yeah, and I've interviewed Andrew Rannells a couple times, and we've stayed in touch. So he invited me and my family to come see
Oh,
the
that's
show.
so lovely. He's such a
Yeah,
good guy and he's
yeah,
so brilliantly talented. I remember him from
yeah.
Girls, where he
Um,
was so funny. Did you ever watch Girls?
I am I'm trying to think. I've wanted to, but I haven't seen it.
It's on HBO or Max, as it's called now. Maya, it's a little edgy. I don't know. I mean, you're 21 now. I think you're
Yeah.
ready for it. You got to check it out. It's a great
Okay.
show.
Yeah, I definitely will. That's been on my list. I've been meaning to watch it. So,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
it's great.
I'm gonna go watch it. So, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Um, so if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
Um, Prepare for a little extra. I'm a little extra. My wife and kids have no problem telling me. It usually comes in the form of this advice: honey, settle. Just settle.
I love that. Yeah,
So
my
I'm trying to incorporate that into my daily
uh,
life. Although, as you can tell from my volume and animated gesticulation, it's it's a daily struggle.
yeah. Well, I like that. Yeah, my sister and I always joke with our mom when we tell her she's being extra. We're just like, you're being a bit much right now.
Yeah, it's funny. Yesterday I was with sometimes I like to meet with a young aspiring actor if they need advice and it's a child of a friend. And there was one yesterday who I was having coffee with whose dad came with her, and he was so encouraging and sweet, but with a lot of energy. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm like. And I wasn't 100% sure how. I mean, it was so lovely and sweet, but like, I have to learn to just take it down a notch, just a notch.
I mean, says who?
Yeah, says who, Maya? You're right.
Yeah.
Screw it. Let's just be who we are.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so, is there someone who, without fail, always makes you laugh?
Um, First, let me just say, without revealing names, that I have to admit a couple of the first people who came to mind are canceled.
Mm.
So not gonna mention them. Recently saw my friend Modi, who's a comedian. He always makes me laugh. Larry David always makes me laugh. I think he's so brilliant. Um, and Dave Chappelle is incredible. Um, and I was recently watching the documentary about Gene Wilder, and I think he is just so brilliant and fabulous because he manages to combine his humanity with his comedy, and you never doubt that there's this beautiful soul in there whether he's being sweet and funny or dark and weird and edgy funny.
Yeah.
You just love him. And so he always makes me laugh.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I actually I've been yeah, watching the Gene Wilder documentary too. I love him. My favorite still, I think my favorite thing. He's done so much, but what I always think of him uh, in is I think of him in Will and Grace. When I hear his
Yeah.
name, like that's the first thing that comes to mind, just him and Will and Grace.
Right, right. He was so brilliant on that show. I noticed a Will and Grace script
Yeah,
and plaque
yeah.
and an actor there. Who is that actor?
Oh yeah, that yeah, I have two signed Will and Grace scripts, and then I have an autograph from Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Oh, that's
Um
really cool.
yeah, I interviewed Eric McCormack, and he gave me he sent me the Will and Grace scripts with a couple t-shirts. Um and
That's so
then
nice.
yeah, yeah, and
That's
then
so
Jesse
fabulous.
and yeah, it was so sweet. And when I interviewed Jesse, he sent me that autograph and a signed script of Modern Family.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, I think I saw on your story something from the table read of a new show by Max Muchnick and David Cohan, who created Will and Grace. Did I see that correctly?
Yeah, well, I
I think it was
reposted on my
posted by Max.
yeah. I'm so excited for that because I love them and Matt Bomer I love. Um and I interviewed Matt Bomer a few years ago
Oh
too.
my God, you've talked to everybody, Maya. You're incredible. Um,
Thank
well,
you.
I love Matt Bomer because he was on White Collar while
Yeah.
we were doing Royal Pains.
Yeah.
And I love Nathan Lane and I love Max and David. I go biking with David. I mentioned my favorite day. He would be on the bike ride on my favorite day in LA. But Linda Lavin, who is also in that show, is a comedy uh, genius, the Lamborghini of comedy. She's amazing and a beautiful human being. And I just hope that that shows a success
Yeah.
because I want them all to succeed.
Yeah.
But Linda has played my mother twice on TV. Once on 9JKL, and before that, it was on Conrad Bloom.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, and just since you mentioned White Collar, yeah, White Collar and Royal Pains are and Will and Grace are like some of my all-time favorite shows. So, and
Well,
recently I've been rewatching Royal Pains, and then also I just constantly have yeah, Royal Pains and White Collar on a loop since they came back on Netflix.
well, thank you so much for watching those shows. And um, I know you've had Paulo Costanzo
Yeah,
and Ben Shankman on your show,
yeah,
who are two of the greatest guys and the most talented actors out there. I love them both so much. And I pray that we get reunited with some kind of
yeah,
reboot for Royal Pains
yeah,
because I would love to both see them again. And I mean, I see them from time to time, but
yeah,
to work with them again too would be amazing.
yeah. Yeah, that would be so cool to have a Royal Pains reboot.
Yeah, I would love it.
Yeah. Um, so what is your proudest accomplishment so far?
Um, wow, what a great question. You know, it took a lot for me to step outside of just being an actor, because you know what you're doing as an actor. You're fighting for roles. You get the role, you get your script, and you prepare for your part alone. But to the first step for me was directing. And I remember it began with a short I made called oh God, Pinata Hustler, where I played this hustler online, and then me and my buddies made a rap video called Lazy Monday, which was a sequel to Lazy Sunday by Andy Samberg and Chris Parnell on SNL. And then when I was doing Royal Pains, I had the courage to ask if I could direct an episode, and I got to direct 5 over the course of the series. And I was really proud to be able to direct 5 episodes of real television, even if it was because I was a star asking, for that favor. I was thrilled to think about not just my role, but the entire story and how to tell that story visually. And then I became a writer. So I have sold a few shows with my writing partner, and my wife and I created our own TV show called 9JKL with Linda Lavin and Elliot Gould playing my parents, and David Walton and Lisa Lapira. And I just am so grateful for the parts of my career where I was able to expand my horizons and take on challenges greater than just acting, and create my own good luck by pitching shows and selling them. And I'm currently writing something with my writing partner for Max that I hope we get to make. So I'd say I'm proud of all those things that have made me a hyphenate and not just Mark Feuerstein, actor.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I am pop culture obsessed and go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching. Is there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
If you had asked me 6 months ago or a year ago, I would have said Succession, because that is just uh, a masterpiece. I loved that show every week. The feeling of the dirty feeling of those wickedly funny and wicked and vulnerable characters. Those performances were off the charts. That show knocked me out. I've just begun season 3 of The Bear, which I'm not sure what to expect, but it was pretty out there, the first episode. But I love that show. My family loves Survivor. I know it's not the edgiest fare, but we love it. And we've met Jeff Probst because he's a dad at the school my kids go to. But we watch it as a family, and we have loved it for years and years. It's just the greatest social experiment on television.
Oh, oh, cool. Yeah. Um, yeah, my best friend was obsessed with Succession. He loved that show.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. We he and I, it's very funny. We have very different tastes in things. So I'll tell him about something he has never seen or never even heard of, and then he'll do the same thing for me, and then we'll both tell each other we need to watch it, and then we don't. And so
That's funny. Isn't that
yeah,
the case? Like, everybody out there is sharing their favorite show, and there's
yeah,
just no time to watch everything. So,
yeah,
everyone's failing to heed the recommendations of all their friends.
yeah, yeah.
What's yours right now?
um
Other than the shows that I have been on
yeah.
or that we've already spoken about?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what we've been watching. um, because
Would it be
lately,
reality? Would it be a documentary, or would it be mostly like a series?
um, yeah, we like what we've been watching lately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's mostly I don't love documentaries. And I don't love all reality shows. So usually we I don't know what series we're watching though right now because we're rewatching Royal Pains. Uh
I love it.
yeah,
Never stop doing that, Maya.
yes.
Never stop.
I won't. It's like now a tradition. We rewatched it in 2020 during lockdown, and so I'm like, okay, 4 years later is a good time to rewatch it again and then
My
again.
God, I'm so touched. I'm so touched that you really love our show.
Yeah.
It makes me want to run to the USA Network and demand a reboot immediately.
Yes. We
Thank you,
need
Maya.
one. Yeah. Yeah. And there's this newer show on Hulu that my mom and I have actually been watching called Queenie.
Okay.
Um, that's really good. That's really interesting. And then we've been watching a lot of movies recently because we have some family in town, so they've been over most nights and we've been watching movies together.
Any movie that you recently watched that you liked?
Um, uh, I'm looking at I wrote down some movies that we watched because I can't remember any right now. Um, but I have shown our family some uh I've rewatched some of my favorite movies with them because I've wanted to show them to them. So the ones that are coming to mind right now that we've recently watched are we watched the thrillers Don't Let Go and then One Way.
Okay.
That those are two of my favorites. So I think those are yeah, some of my favorites that I've seen recently because I got to
Very
show them
cool.
to our
I'm
family.
going to check those out.
Yeah, they're so good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Um, so I just have one more question for you. Um, oh, but you'll have to let me know what you think if you see them.
Yes, I will.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this week, my favorite quotation is "My scars tell my story, reminders of when life tried to break me but failed." Um,
Wow.
is, is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
Wow, Maya, that quote is very powerful. Well, I just want to react to that quote because I know how much you've been through medically, and you're a true survivor, Maya. And here you are, having survived countless surgeries and procedures, and you are a testament to the human will to not only survive, but to continue to bring light and joy into the world and to celebrate all the good things. So I really honor and respect who you are and how you've come out of what you've been through. And I know that from firsthand experience a little bit because my daughter had two open heart surgeries when she was 5 months old. And she's all good now, thank God, clean
Good.
bill of health. But she has what we call her line of courage,
Oh,
which is a scar running down the middle of her breastplate. And that quote you just said makes me think of her, because like you, she lives life the way, like, as if she owns the place. And it's fantastic to watch, because for those 92 days that she was in the CTICU at Children's Hospital, we didn't know what would happen. And it was very scary. And we are so blessed every single day that we get to be with that life force that is Addie Feuerstein.
Yeah.
And I'm putting you in that same special category.
Oh,
So your
thank
quote
you.
is really, really beautiful. If I had a quote to offer you, it would be one that I always loved from Ralph Waldo Emerson, where he says, and this is because I'm an aspiring Buddhist who meditates and also a proud Jew.
Yeah.
Um, but the quote is, "It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion, and it is easy in solitude to live after one's own. But it's the true man or woman who, in the midst of the crowd, keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude."
Oh, wow. I love
And
that.
I just love that message, because we're in a very exposed industry, and it's very hard to remember that you are enough, that you are not merely subject to the world's opinion. And so I keep, trying my best to remember that and stay true to who I am, and to settle, and to, but also be everything that I am.
Yeah. I love that. I
Thank
love
you.
that. Um, well, that was my final question for you. Um, I've just had the best time talking with you. Thank you so much. This has truly been a dream come true. So thank you. I so appreciate your taking the time.
Maya, you're a very special person, and I'm really blessed to get to meet you and talk to you. I'm so grateful that you unrelentingly tracked me down on Instagram, because this was a true joy, and I would love to send you whatever I can. So if you'll give me your address on Instagram, I'll be sure to try to make it into that elite collection of artifacts behind you.
Oh, thank you so much. Um, yeah, thank you so much again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Your parents must be very proud of you, Maya.
Oh, thank you.
I know they are. And I'm so grateful to talk to you. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you. I am, yeah, that I'm speechless. I just can't believe I'm talking with you. So thank
That
you.
is so nice. That is so, so nice. Well, Maya, have a wonderful day. It's a
You
wonderful
too.
place to visit. Maya's world. I love it.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Thank
Okay. Bye,
you.
Maya.
Bye. And that's a wrap on today's edition of the latest with Maya.